welcome.
everyone. Hi.
It's funny. I was just about to introduce you, and you stood up. I was like, "Oh no, I need to get some time." So no,
I'm
thank you
not
so
very good at
much.
I'm not very good at sitting still for long. So if you don't see me, I'm right here. I'm just doing jumping jacks or stretching or, you know.
I was literally twice. I was about to say so. Without further ado, and you stepped away. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Sorry.
So we're gonna talk about.
I don't want to
No,
make you nervous.
yeah, appreciate it. No, thanks so much for taking some time to do this. And as I said in the intro, I believe this is the first time you've come on and done like a live stream, right? Or at least a live stream
Actually,
interview.
actually, David, before I ended up on TikTok, I used to do these kinds of things with StreamYard, and I was the host. I'm much more comfortable
Oh, okay.
asking the questions than answering them. I just ended up in being. I'd rather be behind the camera than in front of it, but it just
Yeah.
worked out that way for
Well, that's
now.
cool. That's cool. I
So
didn't know that. So yeah, so the roles are reversed then. No, but this is gonna be more like a podcast as we discussed anyway. It's gonna be more like a flowing of ideas. But to kick things off, then there's something I actually don't know, and I think it's a good place to start. That vegan teacher obviously has blown up. You've been on the news across the world. On TikTok, 1.7 million followers. YouTube now, how many subscribers is the YouTube up to now? Like
at
four.
40 or 41 or 42, I can't remember. Yeah.
Exactly, and then Instagram
1,000.
also is picking up as well. So I mean, how did all of this start? How did that vegan teacher come into existence? Where did the idea come from? Give us a bit of a beginning, a bit of an idea.
Oh my God. We could be here for 3 hours, but it's
Yeah,
kind of, okay, so just in a nutshell for anybody who doesn't know me. So I worked as a
sure.
registered nurse for 25 years. I worked at various hospitals here in Canada. I'm situated in Montreal. So I also worked in Ontario. So I worked at McMaster University Hospital. I worked there in the intensive care unit.
Right.
I worked at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, also in the ICU. So I've worked on all kinds of different wards, and I've raised 3 kids, so I worked part-time. And then I decided I wanted to do something more with my life that involved creativity, so I went into teaching. I did a bit of an overlap. So I was a nurse, and then I overlapped. I went to school, to university for 4 years, with a backpack on my back, and I took the bus to downtown Montreal to Concordia University, where I
Right.
got my teaching degree with a specialization in English as a second language. So I'm here in Montreal, so I was teaching in French school.
Okay.
And then because I thought that it would be a great thing to go into, because the way that the system is here in Quebec is designed such that everything on paper sounds great. Like, you are supposed to teach about ethics, you're supposed to teach about health, about the environment, about relationships and everything, and questioning everything. I'm like looking at this document, I'm like, I really want to go to this university. I want to be this kind of teacher. I want to be a teacher in Quebec, because this is
Right.
awesome. What I quickly figured out is that it's all bullshit, and they don't actually want you to do that stuff. Because as I was starting to teach, and I was constantly being told, well, you can teach about the environment, but just maybe leave the animal part out of it. Just don't talk about
Right.
that.
Right.
Like, why? Like, that's a big part of it. And so I started to realize that, and when I first started teaching, I wasn't vegan. But when I started to become vegan, I started looking at all of the textbooks in a completely different way. And I was by the way, I hear a bit of an echo. I hear myself, so I just want to let you
Oh,
know that.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing on my
I don't know.
side.
I don't know if
Maybe
maybe I'm hearing your headphones. I don't know what, but anyway. Um,
I'm not sure.
okay,
I think we're good. I think I
and
can't hear any echo on my side, so I
okay,
think it's all right. Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. So basically, I started to become frustrated in the school system that I was not able to teach what I really was my passion, which is about how to teach people to think and how to care, and that every choice we make is either on the side of helping the world or making it worse. Now, a lot of people, my critics, will say, "Well, you fucking made it worse because you're a shitty vegan animal rights activist." Now, this is where that part comes in. You see, I watched DXC's Science of Social Change video. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it?
I've seen some of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing. No,
Well, so
I need to
basically,
watch
we're
it.
talking about this idea of disruption, that we have to disrupt society, and then
Yeah,
everyone's going to talk, and then we're going to fix all these problems, and that it has to get worse before it gets better.
sure.
So all of my decisions were based on science or critical thinking or some theories. They weren't just coming out of the top of my head, like, oh, I'm just going to try this thing. I was based on, okay, this is what is being told that is the good thing, so I'll do that. And my idea on TikTok was exactly that. Well, I'm going to go on this app where there's a whole bunch of teenagers, and I'm going to stir up some shit, and I'm going to just talk about, I'm going to like be crazy. Like my first video was me holding a bunch of spinach, and it's 8 seconds long, and it's like, eat your vegetables. And I look at the camera and I look like a crazy person. Well, my students were on TikTok, so they thought this was a hoot. They thought this is great. Yeah. So they were sharing it among themselves, and they're like, oh my God, look what our teacher's doing in her spare time. Like, what the fuck is she doing on TikTok? Like, you can't be on TikTok. Like, you're not a teenager. And I'm like, oh yeah, watch me. So I kept doing it, right? So, and I was talking about, I was making stuffed animals talk, but it was, anyway. So then I was also teaching online at the time because of COVID started. So I would be on TikTok by day or by night and whatever. And time to teach a class. So I was in front of the camera teaching my students, okay, we're teaching verbs and adjectives and, and I was dancing and whatever, just doing my regular stuff. And then I realized September came around that, you know what, I'm enjoying teaching online and I'm doing more good. But at that point, I was really doing well on TikTok and the numbers were going up and I had so much interest, a lot of haters. But I said, you know what, I'm not gonna go back to work in September for many reasons. One of them is my mother-in-law's, it lives with us, and I didn't want her to get COVID. And as an English as a second language teacher, I was going from class to class, so I would teach the whole school, so 360 kids. And having been a nurse and worn a mask for that entire part of my career, because I was really working a lot in isolation, I was like up to here with masks. So the idea of going to school, teaching something that I was no longer passionate about, because I'm not interested in teaching English as a second language. I really wanted to teach ethics behind that.
Sure.
And possibly bringing COVID home. And then also when you're working with young kids and you're wearing a mask, they can't see your facial expressions. So, you're trying to get their attention and you've got like this much. Anyway, the whole thing was just falling into place. So I then ended up on TikTok kind of full time.
Right. That is. Yeah, I can see what you mean about the 3 hours. That is some story. So it's a really good story though. It's really cool how that's what you followed your passion, followed your heart, right? And then it led you to doing this. And it's like, I like the idea of disruptive TikTok, because I do agree with DXE's theory of disruptions. I've not watched the specific video you're talking about, but I have done disruptions. I've done restaurant disruptions. I've walked into a group of people and just started speaking, shouting, and got all their attention. And so disruptive, I know disruptive activism works. I never actually thought that's what you were doing on TikTok, but now it makes a lot of sense.
It was absolutely
it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, because of my age, I'm 56, and because now I'm a grandmother. All of this, I knew that they were all going to be like, what the hell is she doing here? And that was just the fact that I was there, and the fact that I actually like dancing. And I I think the reason for my so-called fame is because I really was a little bit different. I mean, I play the ukulele, I write songs, I'm not afraid to dance, I decorate my shirts. Like, the fact that I already had some students that were kind of there, and plus I have another YouTube channel completely separate, which I never talk about. But that's a teaching channel.
Sure.
And so, there was a lot of ingredients going, and a lot of kids were, and then plus what I did to specifically target these teens is I would always use the hashtags Minecraft, Fortnite, teenage boys. Like, I was just like, coming, and I had no idea how evil these kids are.
The gaming community, nasty. It's such a horrible community with these gaming kids. They can be the nicest, but they can be the most evil.
I was just like, okay, I'm going to be like, I'm a granny. I'm going to go there. And they're going to be like, okay, look at her. And at first it was kind of funny. They used my face and my whole logo, and they built all these little, I don't know, robot things, and they were all running through, and they had me as an avatar. But then they didn't know my real plan, which was to go after every single human on the planet. And at first they were fine when I was just la 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 la. But then I was like, oh yeah? Well, this minority group, you guys shall be vegan, and that minority group should be vegan, and all women should be vegan, and all men should be vegan, and all people in wheelchairs should be vegan. All of you should be vegan. Don't give me your bullshit excuses. And that's when everybody was like, whoa, I liked her, but now she's picking on, dark-skinned people. Wait, now she's saying all women have to be vegan? No.
Right.
Now she's saying all men have to be. So I knew that I was not going to have a single friend, and even the vegan community, who I have some problems with, because I think this is my biggest problem with the vegan community, David,
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
right?
No, I'm
Right?
totally with you. I'm totally with you on this.
Here's,
Yeah.
here's what happened, right? I disrupt society, okay, by saying,
Mm.
yoo-hoo, vegans exist, animals exist, speciesism is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and I expected the vegan community to go, oh my God, let's catch these pieces. Let's do stuff with this, right? And
Yeah.
a bunch of them did. But an entire group of people, like many people from, for example, where I live in Montreal, were just like, well, we don't want to go on TikTok. I'm like, you guys have to get on TikTok.
Right.
You're standing outside of a building with a sign, speaking to a brick wall for month after month, and you can go on TikTok yourselves, and I will support you. Because at that point, I had 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000. I'm like, guys, get on TikTok. But they're like, oh, we don't know. It's just a bunch of teenagers. I said, the mere fact that one of my videos can be seen in 1 minute by 1,000 people, if I never do activism again after that, I will have already done my job. You guys, nobody is seeing you. And they didn't come. And that's what really surprised me, is that the ego of some animal rights activists, that they didn't just rush in. And I don't mean to help me necessarily, but I mean, they didn't understand. I couldn't convince them how important it was to be on that app. And I sincerely feel that if all of the vegan community had rushed to this app, we would have been a real powerful force. We really would have been impossible to deal with, because we would have supported each other and we would have just kept getting the content. And when one person's channel is taken down, we all rush to support the next one. Now Vegan Booty lost her channel. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Again, but now I don't know.
Yeah, I saw, and I also know. I don't know if you know George. You know, Carnism Debunked. Do you know this channel? He's been getting. I think he's had warnings. I think his channel's looking like it's going to get taken down as well. It's
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
He does not do anything wrong. None of us do, actually. I mean, you can sort of understand a little bit my channel, because I was tackling different things. Because I'm not just about animal rights. I'm about freedom of expression. I'm about not banning any words. I think that we are in serious danger in our society right now. And it started with the whole pronoun thing here in Canada, where I don't know if you follow Jordan Peterson, who's
I remember this when he was, he was challenging this new laws, wasn't he? Because he didn't agree with the government punishing people for language that they didn't necessarily believe in. Basically, they were trying to put new laws on language regarding pronouns. Like if you mispronounce somebody, you can be arrested for it, right?
Right. And so here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. If somebody asks you to call you a certain name or a pronoun, whatever, you just do it because you're a nice person. You're not going to be like, no, right? It's just like, you could ask me to call you David and I call you Fred. Like, if you tell me your pronoun is she and I say he, I'm just being a jerk, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But there's a huge difference between that and then saying, by the way, now we're putting you in jail, or we're going to give you a fine, or we're going to give you a criminal record. Like, this is a whole other level that I'm completely against. And this is why I did that famous video now that's getting more and more fame. It was a 2-minute video where I showed that little doll. I should go get her, actually. Maybe and because this is a doll I bought a while back for 25 cents at a garage sale. I thought she was really cute. I didn't know she was actually a character. Apparently she's some sort of character in a show, or I don't know. And, I had made videos about her already in the past, even with that vegan teacher account.
Right.
And I called her Regan after Regan Russell died. And she sang little songs like, I am Regan, I am vegan, my name is Regan. And then she sings about her little pig and stuff like that. Now, all those videos are gone. But, so I just think that, as you know, what I did in that video is try to say that I think there's certain words, like the famous N word, that we shouldn't say. And I disagree. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I think we should be allowed to say whatever we want. And the only reason I'm not saying it now is because I don't want you're over here. I don't want you to be punished for it. And I don't want, if you weren't going to get, whatever, why are you letting her say that word on your channel? I would never call anybody that. Let me repeat. No. I would never call anybody that, because I am not racist. But it's completely different from banning it completely. And I gave this other example, David. My dad, when I was younger, used to call me stupid. I had an older brother and an older sister. They were smart because they skipped a grade in school. And I guess he thought I was supposed to skip a grade too. And I was like, I don't fucking understand math. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's a lot I don't get, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, he'd call me stupid. Do I think it was right? No. Did it hurt my feelings? Yeah. Should they ban the word? No. Should he go to jail because he called somebody stupid? Like, you just don't ban words. Simple as that.
I understand. And I used an example in one of my videos about this topic as well. I used the P word, which doesn't have as much of a severe connotation as the N word does. For anyone wondering what that is, I'm not going to say it because it got my video demonetized last time.
But P, are you serious?
Oh yeah. YouTube will demonetize videos, but it's spelt P-A-K-I, and it's to what you would say to insult someone of a Pakistani origin or of an Indian origin, for anyone who didn't see the video. And there are other words like that as well. And my argument with this is, like, what I don't understand. Oh, okay, I do understand why they do it, but I don't understand why other vegans were also doing it. Of course, you said the word. You didn't say the word. You wrote the word out in your video, and the video was. What was the video? Was it hateful? No. Okay. Was it negative? No, not really. Okay. So what was it then? It was loving and positive. Okay. Was the word featured in the video? Yes. What was the purpose of the video? Was it to harm? No. Was it to try and help? Yes. So then how we get from that to this person is a racist is just beyond me. I understand it from the kids who are just like, oh, she said the naughty word. And I understand it from non-vegans who are like, you know, fuck her, like she's a vegan. But what I don't understand is when it comes from vegans. And this is why I focused on my video. Like, how can other vegans be saying this?
I think when I saw your video about that, I think it was only a 6-minute video or something. I'm like, oh my God, this guy totally gets me. He totally understands what I'm saying. Like, why is so hard to understand? And when you use the P word yourself in an example, you explained it perfectly well. You would never call somebody that. You would never be mean on purpose. But you know, my idea to and I don't know if you understand this. Maybe I'm not explaining this well. Maybe you can help me with this. Actually, David.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if we are saying right now the N word, okay, N-WORD, okay, that's what we're saying.
Yes.
And it means the same thing as the original word.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing. So what do we do? Do you understand when I explained that? I said
100%.
Now they're going to, because now what we could do if we want to be jerks and you still want to call somebody that in school, okay? Let's say I'm a teacher, okay? And you're my student. Yeah. Okay, and you're a shit disturber, you're a racist, right? You're gonna call you're gonna call your friend. Let's say it's her. Okay. You're gonna say to her, "Oh, you're just an N-word." Okay, what is she gonna do? You didn't say the N-I-G-G.
You didn't say the actual word, but it's still the same.
Oh, you're an N-word. Now what's she gonna do? Oh, I feel fine because you know, hey, you just spelled it. And I know you don't. No, you meant the same thing.
Of course,
right?
it still hurts.
So then in school, in a couple of years, we're going to be like, you know what, guys, banning the original N-word didn't work. And then, because now people are saying the N-word, so now we're going to ban the N-WORD word, and we're going to call it the X. And now you, my shit disturber student, David, are going to say, you're the X N-word, right?
Exactly.
Now what's she going to do? She's going to run to her teacher, me. She'll say, Miss Katie, he called me the X N-word. I'm gonna be like, oh, it's okay, sweetie. Because actually, you understand, you have two choices. And my choice would be, fuck him. He's just being a jerk and go and play. Like, he doesn't know what you're talking about. You are, and then I would say you are a beautiful girl, you're smart, you're intelligent, just go play. And she'd go off away from me. Right?
So it's also like what you're saying.
Does it make any sense?
Yeah, it makes complete sense. And what you're saying is directly linked with what we deal with in the animal rights movement a lot as well. So a lot of vegans, they will say that what happens to the animals is rape, for example, right? They'll use the word rape and they'll use the word the animal holocaust, right? Mm-hmm. And these two words are known to be what people would call they're triggering. So people will request that we say, okay, well, here's a trigger warning. I'm about to talk about rape, but the trigger warning gives the same impact as saying the word, because when you tell somebody trigger warning, they get triggered because they know something's coming that's going to hurt them, right? So, and also some people say, okay, if you're going to use the word rape, use an asterisk instead of an A. How does that lessen the impact of the word? How does a trigger warning lessen the impact of the trigger?
Yeah.
The trigger warning itself triggers the person, so it's all kind of linked, you know.
Absolutely. Listen, David, I just happened to tap on the comments, and somebody left the chat because they say that there's too much of an echo. So I just want to clarify this. Is anybody hearing an echo? Because I don't want to, I'm sorry, I don't know if
it's
something.
Sure? That's really strange.
Somebody just wrote, the echo on that vegan teacher's whatever voice is too much. I'm
okay.
So I'm going to, yeah. I don't know if I need to wear headphones.
Yeah, headphones would be preferable then. Yeah, if it's that bad. That's so strange. Nobody else said anything about it.
Just ask people and see.
I did, and a few people said they were commenting saying no, there's no problem. People were saying no echo, so I don't understand.
Okay, so hold on, let me try this.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll try the headphones. That's really weird. Maybe they were just being maybe it was a troll. I don't know, like something as silly as that.
Okay, no echo here. Someone's writing. Okay, thank you, Shvaran Raj. No echo. Do I need the headphones better? Match?
It looks.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The headphones don't match the scarf. They said don't wear the headphones if they don't match the scarf. Oh no.
It is seeming a lot nicer now actually, because now I can hear you exactly when you speak. And
let me ask Vegan Teacher UK. Ruth, I see Ruth here. Ruth, this reminds me how teachers don't use cross. Okay, no, but Ruth, I just need to ask you: is the echo okay, or can you hear me okay?
There was a people are saying there was a slight echo, but now there isn't. So this is better, I guess.
Okay.
At least we're matching now, anyway. You know, both got headphones on now. It's cool, right?
Where's your scarf?
I don't wear scarves. I don't have one. I'm looking around. I don't have one. I've got props, but I don't have a scarf. I've got an Oscar, if that's any use to you.
I have stuffed animals.
Nice. All right. Now I'm inspired by the props and the stuff you use. That's why I've started looking into them myself. I've got the Oscar I'm going to use for some parody at some point. I also got some of these. They're going to come in handy for a video at some point. Some fake mustaches.
Oh, yeah. I should do that.
Definitely. That would be awesome. You should definitely do that at some point. You should totally try one of those videos that I do, you know, where you are playing different characters and you talk to yourself. People seem to like that quite a lot. You'd be really good at it, obviously, because you're very energetic. You could, bounce between each character, and that could be pretty cool.
I was starting to. I did actually one like that for TikTok. In response to this guy named John Robert Bell. I don't know if you were following that whole thing, but that guy was just like. It was so frustrating because he's a guy on TikTok, has 4 million followers, and he is always talking about being kind to humans, and he's always calling out the bullies. And so he just randomly descended and started telling me the definition of vegan, and like randomly showed up. I was just like minding my own business on TikTok when I started realizing, wait, there's some big stars that are attacking me. I was like, what are you doing? Like, and then like for months on YouTube, people were making fun of me like crazy, and I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm over here on TikTok. I should have been responding ages ago. I mean, millions of people. Did you see what I posted recently? There is a video going around on TikTok that 4.5 million people saw, and it looks legit like she's pointing up at this newspaper article, and she's going like this. And it says that teacher was arrested for murder and has been in jail and is in jail now for 10 years. And she wrote the person's name and everything. And so millions of people think that I'm in jail, or I mean, it's just now I'm walking down the street and my neighbors are looking at me funny, like nobody knows the truth. It's absolutely fascinating and fucking scary, honestly, because at any time people tell so many lies about me that it's pretty scary.
Yeah, the things that they can get away with now. Because, by the way, someone's mentioned something about the echo still being on. Are your headphones definitely? I guess it's all plugged in, right? Because there can't possibly still be an echo, and that that would be crazy. Try them again. Yeah. All right, cool.
Unless there's
Yeah, we'll
something
go.
going on the other side of the room, I need to turn some things off. I don't know. Is there a microphone? Is this
No,
microphone on?
people are saying there's no echo. It's all good. It's all good. People are saying this. It's yeah. There's no echo. People are saying no echo. Like, let's
Turn.
ignore no more echo conversations from now on. All right, it's done. No more echo conversations. So, but yeah, the fake news cycle is crazy, and they've been proving this. Like, I know Facebook has been trying to crack down on it, and Twitter's been trying to crack down on it. But the problem is that they're cracking down on the fake news, but they're also cracking down on real news by labeling it as fake news because it doesn't fit their agenda. So it's like, what do we do? Because this fake news can come up, but then, you know, we want to give Facebook or Twitter or TikTok power to shut that down. But then they abuse the power and they shut down vegan news too, right? Or like, you know, other news that's not popular. So it's kind of like a catch-22. What do we do here? How do we stop it? You know, it's
Yeah.
rough. It's rough. And you get a lot of this shit, and I'm glad you mentioned this because I wanted to
Well, I
kind
mean,
of touch on that.
I can't.
As well.
I can't even begin. I can't even begin to tell you how crazy my venture has been on TikTok. Like, I would film my dog, and they would, you know, thousands of people would report it for nudity.
Right. Okay.
I literally filmed my dog. Okay, so like, complete bullshit. But because I guess TikTok got so many complaints, they're just like, okay, well, it must be a problem with her. And then,
Yeah.
you know, all kinds of other things, or violence. I was literally eating a bowl of cereal, violent, hateful video, all of them spamming it, right? And like, it became to the point at the end, just before being blocked, I actually made quite a few appeals to people. I said, listen, guys, I'm in serious trouble. They are
Right.
attacking me by the tens of thousands and lying. And people are like, oh, you're fine. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Every video I'm putting up now is immediately taken down. I have to write to TikTok and say, dear TikTok, this video has no nudity. It is a dog. Please put it back up. And then TikTok would eventually put them back up. But by then they had fallen long down into the aisle or into the file of them. Anyway, it was, although it was devastating, it was, I don't know if this is a proper word, but it was almost a relief in a way, because I was exhausted. I felt like I was by myself with a little, you know, toothpick sword against, you know, fighting off people all the time. It was just absolutely exhausting. So
it seems insane. How do you even, like, what do you do to get a break away from this? Because there's no way you can.
There's no break.
You don't take any break. You don't.
No, I never.
How do you cope then? How do you manage this?
I think of the animals.
Okay.
It completely haunts me that they are suffering so much, David. I have nightmares. I mean, I am haunted by the fact that I used to pay into these industries. I think about them all the time. And I walk out in the snow and I try to enjoy a sunny day. And I don't know if you saw the video where I'm looking up at the clouds, looking up at the treetops, and I think of what the pig is feeling, never being able to see their babies, never seeing the sky, and then the first time they see the sky is on the way to the slaughterhouse. So I cannot enjoy life. Honestly, I go out and I look at the treetops and I think the poor animals. I'm out in the cold and I'm thinking the poor animals on the trucks. I'm eating and I'm thinking the poor animals. Like, they're eating and shitting in the same place.
Yeah.
It's completely around me all the time. And so I have no choice. This is why I say to people that we are all born vegan, and we cannot change. And this is why I tell people this concept. Vegan phobia is the same as homophobia, because I cannot change who I am. I am an animal rights activist. I am somebody who cares about the animals, and I cannot shut it off any more than you can change the color of your skin, or any more than you can change your sexual identity. I wake up in the morning and I think about their suffering. I eat, I think about their suffering. I just went to the dog park with 20 people from my community. 20 dogs running around, okay? Everybody's talking and having a good time. I'm not. Guess what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about all these people who pay for murder to feed their dogs when they could all be vegan, but I can't say anything.
Yeah.
Because my hands are tied. I have a big piece of duct tape on my mouth. I'm thinking about the people standing there who are wearing Canada Goose coats with the fur around them, and I want to scream at the top of my lungs. But I do that on TikTok and I do that on YouTube. And in real life, I used to do it in real life. And that's why, it wasn't too popular in my neighborhood. But at one point I thought, okay, I'm doing it on TikTok. I'm doing it on YouTube. I'm going to do less of this in my neighborhood. And so I stand there and we talk about other things, which are of completely boring to me. Maybe some of my neighbors are going to watch this and know what I'm really thinking. But the reality is I don't give a shit about talking about the weather or any other things. The only things that matter to me is that there's suffering in the world, and not just the animals, but the humans. And I don't have any patience for small talk, because we have we have so much work to do.
I understand. And like with the amount of work that you're doing, and you mentioned that you do care about the other causes as well. I mean, obviously people come in here, I guess most of the people watching are vegans, and if they're not vegan, then, well, I mean, there's enough content from both of our channels to show them why they should be vegan. So I want to talk a little bit for a second about the other causes and how you've spoken about LGBT community, and you've defended LGBT people, and you've made it very clear that you're supportive, and you've made it very clear that you want their suffering to end and you want equality, right? And the same goes for ethnic minorities. When I spent 10 hours watching your TikToks, it was very clear that when you weren't talking about the animals, you were talking about racism. When you weren't talking about racism, you were talking about LGBT. When you weren't talking about LGBT, you were talking about women's rights. When you weren't talking about women's rights, it went back round to the animals again. And it was this constant cycle. That was pretty much it, right? The whole time.
Exactly. I mean, it goes further than that, David. It's
sure.
I'll tell you how I also believe in standing up for men's rights. Okay. When my kids were little, there was a shop in the village nearby, and it was one of those shops that sell all the different clothing and different trinkets. It was like a gift shop, right? And one of the shirts said, "Girls rule, boys drool." Okay, drool, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at this thing, so I went up to the cashier and I said, "Why are you selling this piece of shit? Like, I have 2 sons and I have a daughter. Like, what is this? Like, what do you mean boys drool and girls rule? Like, I am the biggest feminist, meaning I believe in equality, but this should not be sold in your store. Like, it's like saying girls rule, LGBTQ drool or something. Like, why are you labeling an entire bunch of people just because they have a penis that they drool? And what message is this giving my boys, right? My daughter they're all about 2 years apart. I have 3 kids, a girl and then 2 boys. Now they're all adults. But my point is that, and when I'd hear about dads who were divorced and then had no access to their kids, what is that about? Like that these women would lie about them. I'm not saying, believe me, in general, men aren't my favorite. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of men out there that I don't especially like. But at the same time, we can't lump them all together and say that, that to not allow them to have access to their kids if they're divorced or whatever, like all this different stuff. So the point is that I stuck up for all minorities all the time.
Sure. And it's fashion. Yeah, I get you. You're sticking up. You're sticking
I don't know
up
if I expressed that well. But
I guess what you defend those that you see as being wrong, being done wrong. Basically, you're trying to help people who suffer, whoever they are and wherever they're from, whatever they look like, whatever they have between their legs. If they're going through something, you try to speak about it and raise awareness and support. That's basically, and that's what I got from 10 hours. Now, like that all being the case, I can't imagine, and I want to know kind of how it feels that when you see that these accusations that come up of like homophobia and racism, when 10 hours of your content, all I got was the complete opposite. And anybody who spends 5 minutes even watching the videos and listening to the content will see that it's you're anti-racist, you're definitely pro-LGBT. So how does it feel that
terrible.
Unfortunately most people are getting this impression when it's the complete opposite of what the real reality is?
It feels absolutely shitty. I mean, it's so bizarre, and that's why I started focusing on this word vegan phobia, because I had no other way to explain it. Like, you're literally holding up a doll and you're saying, she's pretty, look at her nice dark hair, look at her beautiful skin, look, she is worthy of love, and people will say, what a racist. Like, what does I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's people will see whatever, and it's because they don't want to look at what's on their plate. They don't want to look at what my main message is. And if you look at these YouTube channels who have millions and millions of viewers, they never talk about my actual message. They never talk about what is she really trying to say. Like, you are actually one of the first people who did a video in support of me, and I was like, okay, is this a joke? Like, when is he gonna be like an asshole? Like, okay, does he really?
Yeah.
Do you really understand me? You know, so.
Yeah, my purpose of one of the purposes of my channel, obviously the main purpose of it is that I want to talk about animal rights and veganism, of course, but the secondary purpose of what I do and the way I do it is that I want to actually break down things that people see in one way, and when I see something, right, for example, I see everybody talking shit about you, right, and the racism thing that comes up, and I had so many of my friends messaging me after that video, like, oh my god, this is the step too far, this is it, this is it, this has gone too far. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it, just give me 5 minutes to watch this video. And I watched it, and I had like I it's about being present and being acknowledging your emotions. So my emotions were screaming at me, N-word, 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 oh my god, freak out. But I was like, no, let's not do that. Breathe, okay. Let's focus on what was being said in this video. Like, even for anybody who's still wondering this, by the way, go on the video and just load up the subtitles, and don't watch the video, just read the subtitles and listen to the words. Don't watch the video. And then you might see a completely different video. So that's what inspired me to make my video. And this has not just happened with you, it's happened with other people too.
That's an interesting thing.
James Aspie being also another one who's taking a lot of shit right now, and everyone's, rumor on top of a rumor, then another rumor and an accusation. And it's like, well, let's just look at the facts here. Let's break down what's actually going on. What's he actually said? What's been said? What's been done? What's speculation and what's reality? And once you do that, you start to see things in a very different light. And then I put that out to the world. And I really, really hope that, not everybody who watches these is going to agree with me, but I at least hope I put an element of like, oh, maybe it wasn't the way I thought it was. Maybe all these people who are screaming racist, maybe they're wrong. And if I can give someone just that maybe, who knows, maybe it could lead to them doing their own research and thinking for themselves rather than following a trend and just, doing like signing petitions and making comments that they know nothing about. It's just really, and especially vegans, of course, it's especially vegans that I'm trying to, because there's so much, it's expected from non-vegans because they want a reason to hate us, right? But when vegans do it, oh god, I can't. It's just really disheartening. It really brings me down when I see other vegans doing it.
I can't help but think also that there's an element of jealousy.
Right.
I know it's just going to sound really bad, but nobody else got 1.7 million followers, and I worked my ass off for 11 months. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating if I say 18 hours a day, like nonstop. So this isn't something that just happened. And I do feel bad. There are many activists who, let's say on TikTok, have 2,000-3,000 followers, and they've been working as long as I did, right? Yeah. But what's different is all they're doing is showing recipes, and they're prettier than me, and they're so positive. Nobody wants to see that because they're not showing their entire personality. I wake up in the morning and film myself looking like shit. I blurt out things. I'm an actual human. People know who I am. They know my faults, and that is, I think, what we need to do more of is to. It's going to sound weird, but you got to make yourself the product in a way.
Of course, yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to be a real person, because there are thousands and thousands of people who are chefs out there or cooking and showing their food. But if you're not, if you're not giving your whole self, why they're just going to keep scrolling. And that's why now when I'm back on TikTok, I am boring, because if I do, I can't be myself. But that's not my fault. It's the algorithm, and it's the society's fault. They want to make everybody into a cookie cutter. So I have to try to find creative ways. What I'm going to be starting to do is open new channels where you won't know it's me, where I'll still be out there reaching people. You might know, you'll probably figure it out. But one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to open a channel where all I'm going to do is dance to my songs. I'm going to be composing a lot of new songs, but you'll never see my head. You will just you'll just see the messages on my thing. And you're going to see me dancing like this. And the message here will say it, and the words, because these sounds are going to be up on Spotify. Sure. And people will see them. And I don't know, maybe, what else can I do? My hands are tied on TikTok. They're shooting down every account I ever open. But I'm never going to stop. I will
No,
never
sure.
stop. If you think I'm not there, you're wrong. I'm hidden there somewhere else. I have the ability, by the way, to speak French. Okay? So what I can do is I could go into TikTok France, right? And all the countries, and I can do all of my TikToks in French where nobody knows me yet. We'll be like, oh, who's this new person? Right? I also happen to know a teeny bit of German. So I can integrate somewhere. And just because I'm gone, I'm not gone. I'm there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You'll always be there. I like that. They can't get rid of you. No, and just to circle back to something you said about the jealousy thing, actually, I just want to make a quick comment on that, because that's something that I think is important. I think a lot of vegans and animal rights activists, they get very pissed off when they see other people who are like yourself, getting millions of followers, getting millions of and lots of attention and lots of support, when they work really hard in other ways. For example, a lot of people will point out this criticism that the people, for example, I don't know, Earthling Ed, pick as an example, gets a lot of attention, whereas somebody working on the streets doing activism, hardcore, protesting, they will get hardly any attention compared to someone like Earthling Ed, and all Earthling Ed does is make videos, right? That's the way they see it. But it's exactly what the reason that happens is exactly what you've just said, because Earthling Ed makes himself a product. Right. Yeah. I've done the same thing. I make that this doesn't happen. People don't subscribe to you just because of, I don't know, a cool video. They subscribe to you because they like you. You are the product and your message is part of it, but you are what people are subscribing to, right?
Or they don't necessarily like you. You're a product. Yeah. Sometimes you're attracted to things and you don't really know why. You're not really attracted to it. It's like watching a train wreck,
sometimes.
Sometimes I think of that people started following me, not necessarily because they liked me, but they were sort of intrigued. They're like, what the fuck's going on? Okay, let's watch some more of this, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
I know I can be extremely annoying. I can't watch myself on video. I would scroll by me, but
I'm the same with myself as well sometimes. But the point is that the groundwork that people do is fantastic, amazing, and I have nothing but respect for all of the Hunt Sabs and the protesters and the people that are doing that kind of work. However, that kind of work is never going to gain you as much public support as this kind of work is, because that kind of work you're not making yourself a product. You're not even getting out there. You're not going to get out there, and that's not the purpose of it. It's not, you don't need the public to know what you're doing to get the job done in those kind of roles.
Well, yes and no. I think you're absolutely right, but I think one of the biggest messages I would give to all vegan animal rights activists is film yourself non-stop. Here's another example. Here in Montreal, one of the reasons I started to separate myself from the vegan movement, well, let's say when I first started, I was more of a reporter. So I would go to DXC events, or I would go to Anonymous for the Voiceless, and I would film and I would try to give them publicity. I'd say, look at these amazing people. Oh my God, check this out. And I would, do all these videos. And then I realized, I started saying, listen, guys, you should be filming yourselves more. Like, you can't rely on just me showing up as the reporter. Like, where the fuck is why are you not filming this?
Yeah.
Everyone should be filming. Then they started going to DXC events. So I went with them. Sometimes, I would bring my sign and my camera. And I was looking around and saying, like, why are you guys not filming yourselves? Like, you're in a mall. You're standing in front of 20 people. There's 20 of you. Every single one of you should bring a partner or a husband, a wife, friend to film you live. Give your phone to somebody, and do not bother to go to these things. My doorbell's about to ring, which means my dog's gonna I had a delivery. My dog's gonna bark.
It's all right, don't worry.
Well, just a second. Can you get the door, please? There it goes. So yeah, just a second. Can you shut the door, please, so that we don't hear Bella? Thank you. Okay.
She sounds. By the way, she sounds very protein deficient. Wow.
Oh,
she sounds so. She's dying. She's dying. Oh my God.
She's just over here on the couch now. Okay. Thank you, Bella, for guarding the house. We got a delivery. It's not a pizza this time. David, do you know how many pizzas I've had delivered to my house?
For real?
Well,
people are delivering pizzas to your house.
Well, they publicize my address. Thousands of people. I get hate mail. I get packages, which I don't know if there's a bomb in there, whatever. I get all kinds of shit. Okay. We're very good chance we're going to move. So I get pizzas delivered. Here's another message for all of you people who think it's funny. I've said this on my own channel, but here's what you're doing when you send me a meat and cheese pizza. Okay. Here's what you're doing. You're not hurting me. You don't give a shit about the animals. I know that. But here's who you're hurting. Some poor immigrant, because it's typically an immigrant, is coming to my house to deliver this pizza, driving in his car. You're polluting the environment. Shows up. It's always been a he so far, so I'm going to use the pronoun he just because that's the way it is. He shows up, ringing the doorbell. He's all happy because he thinks he's going to give me a nice gift. And I say, oh, sorry, I didn't order that. I'm sorry, I can't accept it. And he's like, then he doesn't get a tip, right? So I send him back. So you've wasted the pizza. You've disturbed somebody. Some poor guy doesn't get a tip. And you've made his day shittier because he's realizing how shitty people are. Like, you're just an all-around terrible person when you do that. Because I'm not eating, and and I'm used to it now. The doorbell rings. It's always like, okay, now what is it? I mean, my life has been turned upside down. And anyway, what I was saying to you before, though, about events is that people do not film these things enough. And you cannot overstate how important it is to film yourself. Doesn't mean that that doesn't mean you're full of yourself. It means that you are showing your eyes and your face and talking and really live streaming if you're going to do any kind of protest.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Worst case scenarios, bring a tripod or put it on a pole of something. Just film it. Walk up to it every once in a while. Here I am. I'm here and we're doing this thing.
Yeah.
Always.
No, I think it's really important for sure, because if you can reach so many people during the event, but you could reach potentially hundreds of thousands more just by having a video of the event. And you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes a member of the public will come out and do something, aggressive or silly, or a butcher will come out and try and punch you or something. If you miss that, you don't get that on video, you've missed a massive opportunity to show people how violent people are when we try and say help the animals. It's crazy.
I've been attacked. I have a video of it. I never did actually anything about it, but it still haunts me to this day. I was filming, and I was filming an event where they were going into a city hall, and I had gone in as one of the first people to film the crowd because I considered myself to be a reporter. And because I was standing in the front of everybody as people were trying to get into the building, all these people were trying to come in with their signs and talk about, animals, because there's a big lab here that tests on animals. Somebody in the front, she saw the camera on her, but I wasn't filming her. I was filming the doorway behind her. And so she lunged out and grabbed the camera out of my hand and started to run out of the building with it, right?
Wow,
And I tried to get my camera back because it's my phone. It's like, what are you stealing my phone from me for? I start going after her. Two guys grab me. Okay, they're like holding me back because they don't know what's going on. They think that I'm trying to steal her phone because I'm like, it's my phone. Some point, she tries to, I grabbed her by the back of her shirt here like this. She grabs me and she leaves these bleeding, bleeding blood. I have a picture of it somewhere. She's digging her claws into me. Anyways, it was like, so before being on, behind the camera, I was doing all kinds of activism. And I've been, I was in the trenches with everybody, let's just say. For sure, yeah. Before we move on, just quickly, we've got 10 more minutes before it becomes an hour. Now, I know originally we planned for an hour, but I'm just wondering how you feel. If you have time to go for longer, that would be cool. If not, then we could maybe go into take some questions. What do you think? Let's take a few questions. See how it goes.
All right, cool. So let's do that. Then let's talk about, let's have a look at a few questions that people have sent in. So we have one from... if you have any questions, and first of all, actually, we did have a super chat. Let me just quickly cover that. So Paradigm Shift Music has said, you're a massive inspiration to animal rights activists and critical thinkers everywhere. That vegan teacher, Miss Katie, thanks so much. Everyone support her Patreon. It's a very nice comment.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. I've never told anybody that I have a Patreon. Somebody told me they wanted me to start one. So I was like, okay. And I don't know how many people are in there. I think 2 or something. But it's there. If anybody wants to support me on Patreon, it does help. I like to, every once in a while, I like to buy some soy milk and some blueberries, so it helps because I'm not working right now. And people think that I made money on TikTok. Here's how much money I made on TikTok. You ready?
Oh, nothing at all, really.
Nothing, because first of all, I never even thought that you could make money on these things, so I was just not doing anything. Second of all, I was way too, into just creating content and trying to change the world. And but apparently in Canada you couldn't sign up anyway or something. Anyway, so no, I never made any money. I've started recently to do more on YouTube because somebody told me that you can, make a little bit of pocket money there. So that's what I'm, trying to, because at some point I have to support, pay my way around here. You know, I got to contribute financially.
Yeah.
And
YouTube
it's been
can
a
be
year.
pretty good. Yeah, YouTube
So
YouTube can be good. I mean, I'm still it's taken me a lot longer than it's taken you, which I'm very happy for you that yours is blowing up like it as it is. It's awesome. I hope mine does pick up at some point. But yeah, it can be with you'll be able to make, I think, quite a lot with the
I don't
views that
think
you're
so.
getting and the
I'll
subs
tell you.
increasing.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Go
why
ahead.
not. Why not? Okay, because what I see is happening with me now is I rose up, okay,
Right.
and then I came crunch, beat down, poof. You know,
Yeah.
I'm down, right?
Okay.
My goal is to just be, the story of the tortoise and the hare, right? The rabbit
Yeah.
and
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Slow. Yeah.
okay, right? So
Slow and steady.
I was the rabbit. I was just going for it. I'm just doing all this stuff, and oh, look what's happening on TikTok, right? And then I hit something knocked me down, right? And now I'm literally a turtle. I'm just doing my thing every day. Every day I wake up and I work 18 hours a day or more. I don't know. I sleep about 5 hours, and it's nonstop. So every day I just work on trying to get the message out there. Is anything ever going to blow up again? No, it never will. My goal, though, David, and this is one thing another thing I tell people. I notice that there's a lot of activists who are on YouTube, and you know what they do? And this is on TikTok as well, or on Facebook. They do this. They go around in circles, and they feel like they are a big fish, but they're in a tiny pond.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, look how many viewers you have. Oh, good job. Wow, you're doing so great. No, you're not. If everyone in your comment section, if even the vast majority of your comment section is agreeing with you, you're not fucking doing your job. If you're not surrounded by haters, you are not doing your job. So sorry, David, but I'm looking at your comment section and there's not enough haters here. So I think you've got to be even more risque. You've got to do some drills. You've got to go out there and attack people. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I mean, you've got to challenge. You've got to challenge people. Now, I know you're in Britain, and a lot of people think that Earthling Ed is great and he's so wonderful. But the reality is, I don't actually think that. I don't think he's challenging people enough. Not everybody knows about Earthling Ed. You know who knows about the Earthling Ed? Vegans. Right? I mean, but that's his. But listen, let me correct that, okay? Let me make sure that I say this right, because I sometimes, people can take things out of context. I think Earthling Ed is doing his thing. He has his product, and he now has this animal refuge, and that's great, right? And he's doing a lot of good. What he did to me, and I made a video about that, where he never acknowledged my presence at all, which is fine. Who the hell am I, right? But when he did bother to say something, he said, well, I don't agree with everything that vegan teacher said. And then he goes on to talk about a whole bunch of other things, but he uses my image as a thumbnail, as clickbait for his video. And I called him out on that. And I said, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know if you saw that video, but I called him out. And I said, Earthling Ed, I've never met you in my life. I've never talked to you. And the first thing you say is that you don't agree with everything, but you don't say what it is. And then you use me as clickbait. And then, and he took down that video. I don't know why he took it down, but anyway, I asked him, I said very seriously, I said, now your job is to make a video and find in my TikTok 10 things and say 10 good things about me. Because I'm an animal rights activist like you. And for fucking years, Earthling Ed, I supported you. Here you put something out, I would tell everybody about it. And let me tell you one other thing, David, that I used to do. Okay? Every animal rights activist who was ever doing anything on Facebook live, I was sharing the fuck out of it. Someone's live, and when DXC or anybody, Jane Unchained, do you know her?
Yeah, I know Jane Unchained, yeah.
All these people, live. Oh, they're live. Okay, I would share in every single group, share, like nonstop comment, good job, way to go. And they would say something, I would write it like a secretary, repeating their words, full out. So, and this is when I was a nobody. So I have paid my dues, and I continue to do that. I constantly call out people's good work, always. Yeah. And I tried to bring everybody up with me. When I was on my way up, I was like, guys, come. I can draw attention to all of you. Come on TikTok. Yeah, this is where we want to stand with our sign in front of our door, in front of this building, because our buddies are all there. I said, well, is it about you and your socializing, or is it about actually getting the word out about the animals? And that was the frustrating thing, and it remains frustrating. And all of anybody who might be listening from Montreal, my hometown here, yeah, I'm talking to you. Like, film yourselves more often and get your butt on TikTok. and support each other. Yeah.
Damn, there's a lot of points to respond to with the Earthling Ed thing. I mean, I that whole situation. I never saw the video he made. I saw your video about it. I can't comment on what he did or didn't say, but I know that a lot of people were disappointed, including fans of Earthling Ed. A lot of people were saying that this wasn't cool, that he did exactly what you said he did, used the image. I think he may maybe he didn't. I don't know if he writes his own videos. First of all, I don't think he probably doesn't, because he's got a full editing team. So I figure somebody else wrote the video and he did the video, and then obviously they realized it was a misfire and it was a bit of a shit thing to do, and they took it down, right? So, you know, mistakes were made. I think, unfortunately, it seems like it's fashionable at the moment, or at that moment, it was fashionable to, I don't know, hate on you, I suppose, right? I mean, it's a lot of people were doing it, a lot of the media was doing it, so it's like, all right, well,
it still is, and it always will be, because I talk about a lot of different subjects that people don't want to hear about. But what I would have liked is it's not so much of an apology, because whatever, you know, but just if you say something, like just come up with a new thing and say, hey, that vegan teacher shouldn't have been banned, or whatever, you know. He doesn't even have to. Yeah, it was just kind of.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like something, at least like something, a post saying, hey, look, we put this video out. We realized that it was a bit of a shitty video. We shouldn't have done that, actually. That vegan teacher's great. Like, you know, we're sorry for like just, you know, doing that. I'm not even sorry, just like, yeah, that was a bit of a shitty move. But yeah, they kind of just deleted it and moved on. But I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know the ins. Exactly.
We all make mistakes. But yeah. Anyway.
By the way, we have a super chat here from Ketil, who says, I totally agree with you, Miss Katie. The vegan activists on YouTube need to push for progress and set concrete goals. It's a good comment. Yeah, it's a good, and I appreciate that feedback for myself as well. I think you're right. I think I need to stop. I'm not very careful. You're right. I'm not very careful. I do say things that are controversial, and I get a lot of shit for it. But obviously, I'm not getting enough shit because you're seeing only positive comments, right? So I think maybe I need to just, you know, step it up and say some real shit, you know. The stuff that I'm thinking that I don't dare to say, I need to start saying it, I think.
If it's, you know what, if it is helping the animals and it is not hurting anybody, then say it. That I don't know. Like you know, if you're not racist and you're not homophobic and you know it, say what you think. And if you think the animals are suffering, like, say it. And I don't know. I mean, I've cried on my YouTube channel. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Like, I was watching videos and I was just like started crying. I was like, okay, I should turn it off. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna cry because that's how I feel. Like watching these poor animals. I just started sobbing and I was like, I'm leaving it. Send, go, release. There it is. You know, like because we're all human and we're just trying, but we have to think a little bit smarter and we have to work together. So David, having said that, look, you're there with your headphones on. I'm here. You know, I propose that we should do regular topics, not just you and I, but just in general. What happens is everybody's in their little bubble doing their own thing. And in like right now I have 40,000 followers. I could get knocked down and be nothing. Or I can take some people with me up if we're going up. I don't know what we're doing. But, you know, you put your hand up if you want me to do something to show your material. You know, but don't tell me to show your material if you're not doing anything interesting or you know, anything unique. You know, like some people have asked me, oh, can you draw attention to my TikTok account? Meanwhile, they don't even show their face. They just push a bunch of stickers. Like,
yeah, what we could do at some point, this is something we'll discuss off camera, but what we could do, like those parody videos that I do, you know, where it's like one character, another character. It would be awesome to have you involved as a character, and we could deal with some very serious topics, but in a lighter, like the way you do singing, dancing for serious topics. For me, I do more like acting parodies for serious topics. So that could be something quite cool.
I'm open to whatever.
In the future.
You know what else I'd love to do is if you ever need an actor to play a carnist, you can hire me.
Oh, like, yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, we'll do that. 100%.
Like, you know what? Yeah, I would love to have some people, you know, try to convince me to be vegan, and I'll be like the carnist, and you can show all your great interpersonal skills and how you like when I say, oh, fuck you, like whatever. You know, I have
that would be great.
Because they are quite hilarious, these people who keep eating. I mean, they're just, I don't even know how they can. They're from another planet. I mean, they literally do so much harm to animals, and they that they call us all of these names, and I don't know how they live with themselves.
It's madness, yeah. I've been going through your some of your comments, and like, oh my goodness, it is like one of the last videos you made. Um, like, so I've made this observation about TikTokers, and actually not TikTokers, just kids online. I think we've lost them. I think they're a generation that has been completely tarnished by social media. They're a mess. Like I
They're
see
a
that
total mess. It's scary.
it's
So
horrible.
scary. Yeah.
They're like copies of each other. They're like drones. They don't have their own thoughts. They copy
They,
paste, copy paste,
and
copy
this
paste.
is this
It's
is
crazy.
why this is why I wanted to get out of the school system, because I
Right.
couldn't believe how much we were not teaching kids to think for themselves.
Mm.
Like, we could not do it in the books that I was, like I said, when I was teaching English as a second language. And you'd have a book, it was teaching, let's say, grade 3, okay, and we're teaching pronouns and prepositions, in, on, under. You still with me, David?
Yeah, yeah, more or less.
All right, now listen. Okay, so in the book would be an image of a circus, okay, and animals in the
Okay.
circus. So
Yeah.
before I was vegan, I was like, okay, here's an elephant on a ball and whatever. And then you start to wake up. Wait,
Mm.
why is this elephant on the ball? Why is this tiger jumping through a hoop of fire? And I would tell the kids, I would hold up the book and I'd say, okay, we're going to learn these pronouns in the cat. The monkey is in the cage. Okay, now let's talk about why is the monkey in the cage, right?
Yeah.
I would talk about that. Right, I'd say, now you know the pronoun. Now fuck that. Let's talk about what's really important, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where I was getting, my ear dragged into the principal's office, and he would say, excuse me, like, it's great you're teaching the pronouns and you're very passionate, but maybe just don't talk so much about how the animals are suffering.
Yeah.
It's school. It's school. I don't want the kids to go to the store. And then they would take the kids on a trip to the zoo. I'm like, excuse me, like, can I just tell you one more story, David?
Sure.
Still with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I was on the environment committee. Okay. At school you can raise your hand to be on committees. Oh, I want to be on the environment committee, right? So there's me and 2 other teachers, a woman and a man, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And there's the 3 of us. Now, she, at the first day of school, she said to me, oh, are you that person who's on social media? Because I walked into this new school, right? And she says, oh, I know you. You're vegan. Oh, so am I. I'm vegan too. And I was like, what are the odds? This is amazing. We are going to so nail this environment committee, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, after a while, I started realizing, she's carrying around a big leather purse. She's got all the makeup on, and I'm just like, noticing all this stuff that's like sort of these alarms that there's something's not okay. And then I realized, okay, she's not vegan, really. She's still buying all the. Anyway, to make a long story short, on the environment committee, she wanted to vote for meatless Mondays because she was,
Okay.
vegetarianish, right? But what I said was, great. I love your idea. Taking it off me, right?
Right.
Well, the other guy was like, meatless, no. When we're trying to explain to him why it's about principal, he went ranting to the principal. He said, these 2 women on the environment committee, they're trying to make it about like meatless Mondays and stuff. And principal calls us all in. No talk about the animals. No talk about food. We're going to plant a garden. We're going to do recycling or recomposting, and that's it. And I was like, wow. Because you know what?
Yeah.
You know what your document says? Your document says we're supposed to talk about all this and critical thinking and caring really about the underlying issues. But in real life, no.
No.
He didn't want the phone to ring. He didn't want parents.
Exactly. They don't want exactly. You just nailed it. They don't want their parents calling up the school going, "Hey, my kids come home and they won't eat their dinner anymore. What the fuck have you been teaching them?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we taught them that meat is destroying the planet." Are you fucking crazy? Never tell my kid that ever again. You know it would happen, right? You know that's how it would go.
It happened. I got constantly called in and said, "Now what? Now what are you teaching in class?" I'm like, I'm nothing. I'm just saying. Like, one of the pictures in the book was a pig. Remember, I was teaching English as a second language.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching grade 5, and I'm opening up the books, and it says you're talking about body parts and animals, because this is all they ever talk about, right? Body parts and animals, and standard words, right?
Yeah.
And the circus and the zoo, because it's kids, right? And they're like, a pig gives us bacon.
That's what it said in the book. Really?
Right. So I said, excuse me, you see this here? Okay, guys, who thinks that a pig gives us bacon? I'm like, do you think that they cut their own arm off, their own body, their own ass off, and give it to us and say, here you go? So I said, no. So everybody take your big black markers and put a big X on that, because that's not what's happening. We're not going to look at that. That's not what's happening. Well, You can imagine what happened when the kids went home and
Yeah.
they didn't want to eat their sausages because because at their core, when you can reach a kid without their parents around, they get it.
Yeah.
They really get it. And that's what I was hoping to do on TikTok. The problem is that there's so much around. And the worst thing about TikTok is the parents or the adults who would duet my videos. And, I'd be singing, but hey, let's be nice to animals and let's not eat them. And then it'd be a parent, holding up a big chicken or, an adult. So all the kids saw these adults bullying me and they started bullying me like crazy. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just keep being nice. And then, of course, the very famous video where everyone is saying that they died being vegan, one after the other. Oh, I died being vegan. You died being vegan? Like, it's all, my brother's sister's cousin died being vegan. So I made I made that one video where I'd had it up to here with, saying nobody died being vegan. So then I did the parody, right? I did the comedy. Oh, your brother's friends died from being vegan. Oh my God, what was it? Did they eat a banana? I did that whole thing. It was clearly a parody. And then this went viral. She is making fun of a dead person. What a bitch. I'm like, excuse me. If you look at the hashtags, it says comedy. Like, it's just.
I can't. There's no words for it. It's just mass ignorance combined with mass misunderstanding on purpose. It's like they want to misunderstand you. They want to get it wrong, because if they get it wrong, it means they don't have to listen to you. So the more wrong they get it, the more mad they get, the more they can tell you to fuck off, and then everyone else can tell you to fuck off. It's mass ignorance, and it's trying to be ignorant. When you talked about the school thing, something popped into my head, by the way. This might be interesting to you, maybe give you some hope. But when I was in India a few years ago in 2018, I got invited to give a speech. They knew it was about animal rights. They knew it was about veganism. They let me talk to 3,000 students live, like on a stage. And these kids were all the way from like actual kids all the way up to like 17-year-olds. And one of the daughters of the headmistress, you call it, headmaster, whatever. One of the daughters of the principal. That's a gender neutral word, right? One of the daughter of the principal showed me. They have this group, a parents group, where they discuss what they're happy and not happy about. And after my talk, which was pretty hardcore, by the way, it's actually overwhelmingly positive. They were actually saying, like, my kids came home and said they don't want to eat meat anymore. This is amazing. You're teaching my kids to be kind to animals. And most of the parents were happy. So how crazy is that? Like, so it's a big cultural difference, isn't it? Because I guess in India, it's more accepted and normal for people to care about animals. But in the West, it's not. It's like crazy. It's crazy that you would be a vegetarian. It's crazy that you would be a vegan. So it's crazy it's interesting how it's a different reaction depending on where you are in the world to these, to kids coming home and saying they now want to pay more attention to this,
I also think, though, David, a big part of it is delivery. And the reason that people really dislike me is I don't hold back from trying on purpose to make them feel guilty. Okay, sure. I don't even hide it. I am trying to make you feel like a piece of shit for hurting animals. That's my job, because I'm trying to disrupt the society so that everybody can just start to think when they're alone on their pillow at night, oh, well, maybe I really should change. Yeah. And that is unheard of in society today. Even my own kids tell me, you cannot try to make anyone feel guilty. Guilt doesn't work. All the psychology books say that if you try to make somebody feel guilty, it won't work. Well, guess what? It works on some people, and it worked on me, because when I watched Gary Yourofsky, boy, did I feel guilty. I was like, oh my God, I gotta change. And, he didn't pull any punches. He was pretty straight out. And I was just hoping that more people would come to catch the debris from what I was doing, because that's what I was told would happen. You disrupt, all the vegans are going to come and say, she's right, and this and that. But I started talking about other issues that didn't like the religion. Course, like religion, for example. I said, very controversially, I said, if your religion is telling you to hurt animals, then fucking change your religion. And then no, she's forcing us to change our religion. No, I'm not. I said, if you think that your religion is telling you to fly a plane into a building, then change religions. If you think that your religion is telling you to circumcise a baby boy, you got to change your religion. See, I went into all kinds of other topics. as you know, I'm very much against circumcision of baby boys.
Of course, yeah.
And that's another very strong, strong feelings about.
With the religion side of things, I've also touched on this, and I've touched on the fact that religious scriptures, religious texts, religious books, ancient religious teachings, they tell us that women belong to men, that certain people are supposed to be slaves, that homosexuality is evil. They tell us all of these things. That's what they say, right? So when people use their religion to justify things, it's always been the case, or like almost. Not always, sorry, but there have been many cases where when people have used religion to justify actions, it's been immoral, and history has proven it to be immoral. And now we sit in 2021 and we're disgusted in how people have acted and continue to act based off of these things. Like there are people that still believe homosexuality is evil because their book tells them it's evil, right? So we have got to a point now where we can look at these things, and I don't say change your religion, but I say reject those things, because clearly if you believe in a God that's all powerful, all knowing, and all loving, you can't possibly believe that being would say those things. It is not that being, it is the people that wrote the books. They injected what they think. That is not the words of your deity, trust me. This is not what kind of loving deity would say that shit.
Right.
What, are you kidding me? It's so I think we agree on this, except I don't say change the religion. I say change your interpretation and reject the bits that are clearly written by people who were living thousands of years ago when things were very different. Right.
Which is a similar thing to do. It's just that I say change your religion because it's shocking and it makes people listen, and then they're going to listen to the vegan message. I hoped.
I understand now.
Obviously, look, a lot, and I say it all the time. Every religion has a lot of good things. Like, I look at the Jewish tradition of, you get married and they carry you around on a chair and they all sing like, "Hey, I want to get married and be Jewish." That looks like fun. Like I want everyone to dance around with me on a chair. Like there's a lot of great things in these traditions that are, not all of them are good, not all of them make sense, but a lot of cool things. What I like about the Muslim religion or Islam is they have these pauses in the day where they go down on the ground and everything stops. And they are, thinking about being a good person and about being thankful. Mm-hmm. Like I would be fine with 5 times a day a bell rings and we all go down on our knees no matter where we are. And we just, we breathe, we kind of refocus. It's just because you're sort of like this all the time in life, So a lot of there's, what else is great about religion? You're singing songs, there's potlucks, but, I don't know if have you ever heard of the Unitarian Universalists?
No.
Well, they have a religion that's up different places everywhere, and they're democratic, and they change their books every once in a while. And I was, going to this religion for a while because it was so cool. It was like democracy and equality, and yes, gay lives matter and Black lives matter. And I was like, yeah, I like this place, And they even have a clothing optional beach at, they have 2 beaches at one of the camps. Right. So they have one that's clothing optional, and then they have one that you have to wear. So cool. So I went there many, many summers, right? And then as I became more vegan, I started to say, excuse me, this place should have a no dead animal policy. Like, why, if we care about everything that's written sounds great, nature, environment, and then I started to critique that as well and say, guys, you got to get up to date here.
Yeah. And did they listen to that, or how did that go? Not so good?
Well, let's just say that I ended up more on TikTok and just decided to let that sit for a while because, if people cannot handle, it takes 100 clicks to become vegan. I really believe that. They got my message loud and clear. Now it's somebody else's job to take over. So there need to be other vegans that give the same message. Example, you have a church building or whatever it is. No dead animal products should be within those walls. How hard is that? You have a potluck, it's coffee hour, you're bringing the milk in. Oh, it's cow milk. Well, that stays out there.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I was saying. It should, and schools, same thing. No school should have a dead animal product or secretions in the building. That's it.
Yeah, it should. Well, yeah, that's the ideal, isn't it? I mean, that's a world that would be incredible. And I think as things are, I think some places are progressing faster than others, and I think it's only a matter of time before families start to demand this for their kids in certain schools. And I think schools is probably where it'll begin, or like universities, colleges. There are already some university campuses that don't allow animal products. There are some in the world. I don't know exactly where, but I know some students have campaigned for it and been successful in some places. So it's it's headed that way. It's just it's going to be a matter of time before it really before it really takes off, obviously. But we need to be at the forefront and talking about it until it does, really. But before we continue, by the way, there are some super chats that they've been up for a while, but we missed them because we were deep into the chat.
Okay, let's get to them and then we'll sort of sum up. Yeah, let's do a few more. Okay.
All right, so we've got a super chat from Ketil again. It says, David Rams, you called out the gurus and you are an awesome activist. Miss Katie, I applaud you and your content. Please maintain your stamina. Thank you very much for that. It's a very nice comment.
Thank you. Oh, and let me plug my channel. So everybody subscribe to That Vegan Teacher on YouTube. And by all means, show up in my super chats as well, so I can buy myself some blueberries and some tofu.
There was another super chat, but it's okay. Here we go. Cognitive Dissonance Vegan says, as a soldier in the British Army, I was inspired to start TikTok to defend you and break the stereotype.
Awesome. British Army Vegan, hi! I've seen you. Thank you. I don't know if you know. I have a new channel. I actually put one of your videos up on my new channel. So my new channel is Miss Katie is Here. I only have 13,000 followers, and who knows when it'll come down. But I don't know if you want to find me there. Thank you so much for saying hi. It's great.
I didn't even know. The Cognitive Dissonance Vegan, I know they spend a lot of time on my channel, but I had no idea that was the same person that's the British Army Vegan on TikTok. That's so cool. I didn't know that. So now I know. I've made the connection now.
So much. If anybody wants to contact me through Instagram, it's That Vegan Teacher Miss Katie, all one word. If you have a personal private message, good luck, because it's so much spam, but that's one way to contact. This is one of the hardest things, is trying to contact each other. Like, I mean, I told you that they took my phone number. Somebody got into so nobody could contact me anymore. I gave out an email address at one point because media were trying to call me. Media wanted to interview me and then I said, well, here's an email address. Well, it was spam with 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 things. So I was like, okay, I'm not even opening that. So I was just like by myself, just doing my little thing.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing suddenly being famous. Like, I hate fame, actually. I don't understand why anyone would want to be famous. But we have to talk about the animals. So what can you do?
Well, I mean, you're famous for you're using it for good. It's not like some people get famous and they just piss it away, they don't do anything good with it. They don't do anything good with the power they've now got, or the millions of people that look up to them. They just I don't bask in it. They don't actually do anything. So at least,
it's just what I hate is that it's so unnatural. Like, a lot of people know me. Like, they know my wardrobe. They know, they can tell maybe if I'm sad or not. They've stared at my face for hours, and I know nothing. I have no idea who you are. And that's another one of the hardest. That one of the hardest things about being on TikTok as well is I am talking, and picture this, okay, David? I've said this before on my channel, but picture this, okay? Yeah, you're a teacher. You're a teacher. Normally, you're looking into the eyes of your students. So you're looking that guy's yawning. Okay, I should change. Oh, those people are overwhelmed. I'm too big. Okay, I should calm down. Like, you work with what you see. Well, on TikTok, you see nothing. So I'm doing a video, and let's say a bunch of 13, 15-year-olds are like, oh, this is nice. But then the parents or the older people are like, oh, that's boring. Why the fuck is she talking down to me? Or why is she doing a song and dance? Like, I don't want that. So then you try and talk about something really serious, and the kids are like, I don't understand what she's saying, right? So you're always trying to. So some of my videos are really silly, and some of them are really firm, and where I'm giving people shit for pretending to die. Meanwhile, imagine this, okay? Imagine you're 13 years old or 12, because they go on there even younger, 11. Okay, you're on TikTok. Suddenly there's a person yelling at you like, or, oh, your friend died, like, oh, and you're like, oh my God, why is she so mean? Because they don't understand the context, right? So it's a miracle I lasted as long as I did when you think about it. Like,
I saw one of your videos that took me massively by surprise, and it was when you this is one of the moments where I realized, like, oh my God, this is like, it really is a bit of a roller coaster on your account. And when I got into it, I was ready for it, but at this point I wasn't ready. You were singing, I can't remember the tune, but you said something like, I've got a message for you, KFC, because you won't go vegan, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself. You started singing go fuck yourself. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Because all that up until that point, there wasn't really anything like that. And then I started to realize, like, wow, this is really a pick and mix of content, you know? It goes from all little kids and like some nice dolls, and then it goes, go fuck yourself, KFC. It's now I understand why. Now I understand there's a method behind the madness, right? Because you're right. At first glance, it seems like, wow, this is just, it's overwhelming. It's so much different content. It's so, and now I see why you did it that way, and it makes a lot of sense, totally. But it was hella entertaining, that 10 hours. It was. It was nothing like I expected it would be.
And also it's like throwing things out there and trying to just see what lands. Like sometimes I'll do something, do something that's super, like, okay, let's say I would think, okay, I want to give this one message, right? And then I have, okay, in my head, I have 10 ways to do it, okay? So I practiced a couple of ways, and I'm like, you know what? I have no idea. I'll put out these 3. And then one rises to the top, and it's so weird. Like one of them was like, someone said, oh, I don't like vegan food. Okay. That's what the comment was. And I said, you don't like vegan food? I don't give a fuck if you like vegan food. Eat your fucking food and shut the fuck up. Right. Food. Right. And everyone just shared. That was like millions and millions of people. Right. And it's like, okay, I guess they like that. Right. But I just blurted it out because it's like, my point was, it's not about you guys. I've been, the 100 videos before that, I was saying, well, there's lots of vegan choices. You could try this, and why don't you Google that recipe? And, and after a while, it's like, you know what? I'm human too. Oh, fuck this, man. I'm going to blast this person. And then, but of course, the thing is, though, David, I don't know who wrote that. I don't know. I don't know if it's a 10-year-old. A 10-year-old. I don't know if it's a fat guy eating bacon and he's 45. Like, I'm just like, right? And so that was a lot of people loved it, thought it was hilarious. But some people, like this guy, John Robert Bell, who was one of my, this guy who has 4.5 million followers. And he's just like, oh my God, you're such a terrible teacher. No wonder you got fired. Well, I never got fired. Okay. But it could have happened. I just, I let myself go because of all these reasons I said, because of COVID and because of, I didn't want to, all these other reasons. But, he said, oh my God, you're a terrible teacher. Is that how you talk to your students? No, I never swore in class ever. Like I never, ever did that. I mean, this is TikTok. I'm a performer. I just do whatever. And, I basically that was it. I was just trying to say, look, it's not about you.
It's like a Vegan Gains style. I've seen him do something similar. He did a video a long time ago, and he was responding to comments, and I clicked on it because I thought, I wonder what he got to say to comments. And he was just sat there, and he was like, people were like, fuck you, Vegan Gains, I'll never go vegan. He was just like looking at the camera and just going, shut the fuck up, you fucking bitch, I will fucking kill you, and like stuff like that. It was like, oh my God, what the hell? I was so used to like Earthling Ed, and Joey, and like they respond really well to comments, and Gaines was just like, nah, fuck you, I'm just gonna like go crazy. I found it's so I know he's serious, but he's also joking, and it's kind of the same way you do. It's like, you are being serious, like you do mean it, like, fuck off, but also it's kind of like, come on, it's clearly just, it's not real, it's satire. It's like you're not actually that angry, you're just doing it because people find it funny. It's not like you're actually going crazy. I enjoy doing it myself as well, like sometimes just every now and then, just do a video with a few comment responses that you just like, shut the fuck up, just you don't even bother trying to answer them, just tell them to shut up.
Yeah, one of the other things I found really difficult on TikTok is I was never allowed to show any of the violence that the animals go through because my channel was really targeted. So it was really unfair in a way, right? So people were always saying to me, animal rights activists, why don't you show the pigs on the truck? Why don't you show it? I said, because even me filming a pig on a truck, down, animal
TikTok
cruelty,
shuts it down.
Every single thing I tried to do. So, I mean, I'm still on the app because I believe in it, but the reality is we can only go so far there. And that's why I want people to come to the YouTube, because I can show the animal cruelty. Of course, it's not monetizable. As soon as I show anything from anything at all, it's they say, no, you can't, like that video or anything that's a little bit too controversial.
You can sneak it. You can get away with it. If what I find, by the way, a tip for you, if you're going to post a video and it asks you the monetization settings, it says what's in this video, is there anything we should know about? I always click, no matter what's in the video, I always click that it has light offensive language, always, always, always.
I didn't even see that button. Oh.
Right. Yeah, check that button out. And no matter what's in the even if there's no offensive language in the video, I always click it because I feel like since I've done that, most of my videos get monetized, even if there is some stuff in the video that probably shouldn't be monetized. I find that YouTube doesn't catch it if you just admit that you're swearing in the video. They tend to just not look at it too hard. But if you say that you're swearing and there's something else that might offend people, if you admit all the stuff, they tend to block it out. Yeah. So that's just a bit of advice. I don't know if that works for everybody. But by the way, we have a super chat. It's about religion, actually. Thank you, Poffo, for the super chat. Poffo's actually know from Facebook. I don't know if you know him as well.
I know Poffo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
cool.
Poffo. I told Poffo to come onto TikTok ages ago. When I was going on there, I've never met him in real life, but he was sticking up for me at the beginning of when I was first getting on TikTok. I was like, Poffo,
cool.
Come with me to TikTok. Come on, man, I need help. Let's get over it. We're gonna make each other. We're gonna rise. And he's like, oh, maybe later. Poffo, well, you missed it.
His comment is from our earlier conversation, which we've already gone through, but just we'll read it out just to close that off. Almost every modern religion and philosophy promotes ethics and morality, love and compassion, except when it comes to how we treat non-human animals. Most religions only speak to human relationships, which obviously is 100% accurate. Now we've not asked we've not done any questions from the guys yet, but I'm just gonna say maybe we'll fit in maybe one or two now. But look, if you are really wanting to ask a question, I'm gonna have to be honest with you in that you're probably not gonna get it asked now if you use the link in the pinned comment. So if you really have a question that you really want to be asked, you have to use the super chat because that's the only way I'm gonna see it. That's the only way you're gonna get it up on screen because we don't have much time at all. Okay.
And listen, David.
Yeah.
Clearly, we have a million things to talk about.
Yeah.
And I think we should be doing this on a regular basis. I think that what we should be doing is talking about what's going on currently and just having a chat. Like looking at, I mean, I'm doing it anyway on my channel, right? Yeah. So why not collaborate with each other? Makes it something interesting. It can be an hour a week. It can be a show every Sunday at noon. I don't know. But not just you. I'm putting it out there for other people too.
Sure.
But it has to be, I will not be working or talking to anybody. This is going to sound bad, but unless you already agree with me. And let me get that. No, let me get that. Let me just clarify that. Okay. What I mean is you have to understand what I'm about. You have to understand and really get it. I'm not racist. I'm not homophobic. And I am against circumcision for baby boys and girls. And I have all these strong opinions. I'm not going to argue those. I'm not going to, but what you have to have a basic fundamental understanding of who we are and that we agree on these things. And then we're going to talk about other things that are important, like approaches. How should we be veganizing the world? How can we work together? What strategies are important? What worked? What did we see in the news this week? Or, oh my God, we should talk about this person who did some amazing thing, right?
Yeah.
Like building up animal rights activists and, doing some critique, but not to be mean, but just to be helpful. And like you said, just using tips, like you wrote that thing about light offensive language. I swear in my videos all the time, and I don't know if it's an issue, but hey, it's a tip, so we can look into it, right?
Try it out, yeah. Yeah, I would. If you were, so this is something you're thinking about hosting. Like, if you wanted to be the host for something like this, I'd love to do that. Like,
we can maybe go back and forth. Maybe what we can do is the StreamYard can be one week on my channel and 1 week on yours, or something like that. I don't know. I'm open to whatever, and keep it, maybe to an actual hour, no more. Like, so it's because I think, and I have read that what's important is people want you to have regular content, like every day. It's time for the show. Let's go bag our popcorn and sit down and see what they're going to talk about today. So whether I'm doing it with you or with anybody else, this is where I'm going. I need to do more of this. I used to do it before I was on TikTok. I think conversations are important. And
I was doing something very similar before I got into actually having more like interviews. Like, I was having some regular live streams where I had like vegan gays. Vegan gays is in the chat. Ellie, I don't know if you know her, but she was not gays.
Yeah, I don't think
gays.
I know. I don't think she likes me much. I tried to contact you. Is that her name, Ellie? I tried to contact her because I get the feeling she did. I know, spreading in her. I wrote something once in her comment section like, "Hey, can you contact me?" And she just blew me off. So I don't know if she does or not. But you see, let me just say something about that, okay? This is see. She has a British accent. Is she from England, like you?
Yes. Yeah.
So look what you just did, right? You're talking about people in your own circles. Like, you got it. You British people are all together. I was like, I don't mean it. I'm trying to help. Okay. I'm just trying to help.
Yeah.
But I just happen to have noticed this, that you guys are not bursting out because you tend to talk only to each other. Like, go out, like, stir up some shit and talk to other people as well. That's why I'm talking to you, because you're on a different continent. You're a different gender. You're half my age. Well, not quite. You're 32, you said. I'm 56. But you know what I mean? Like, we got to go where we're not, I was going to say wanted, but not where not where we're not expected. Okay.
I understand. Out of your comfort zone, right? Get out of your comfort zone.
Another thing that I'm going to be doing is going after different politicians. Like, I want to start to talk about the work, like Jordan Peterson. You and I talked about it. Maybe people don't know who he is, and he's not really anybody that's of any importance right now. But he did write a book, and he's a lot of people look up to him. He's a university professor, and he had some things recently. But I'm just saying, there's people on the left that believe that free speech is something that we must preserve. I consider myself to be a hippie people on the right. I mean, I consider myself to be a hippie on the left. Okay. But in the last year and a half, I'm changing. I find myself watching different things and noticing that I'm agreeing with more. Now, this scares me because of course, I'm not religious, and there's a lot of, extreme religious people on the right. But there are some things that are worth us getting into, David, because we are strong animal rights activists and we believe in free speech. So we got to wiggle our way into the conversations that the right are having right now. Now, because they should be interested in my story. Like, do you know who Ben Shapiro is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. He has like 3.5 million followers or something. He's a big, right? And he eats meat, and I don't agree with a lot of things that he says, but we agree that language should not be banned and ideas should not be banned. So this is where we should be going, David, into the mainstream where we're not expected or wanted. How do we penetrate that? I don't know. But
that's a really good point. I've been thinking, and it's a really good point, and it's interesting that like these conversations I've been having with my partner quite a lot, and this is kind of, a lot of people don't like my account because they think that I'm some kind of right wing, some kind of, I don't know, whatever, which I'm not, which I am the same as you. I'm very much liberal in most things I believe in. I'm very much left in most things I believe in. But I get what you're saying in that I also do share a lot of opinions with people on the right who, when it comes to free speech, when it comes to censorship, when it comes to some of the madness that's going on in the world. And that's kind of why a lot of vegans hate my channel, because they think that I'm some kind of right-wing Nazi or something like that. And it's because I talk a little bit like they talk, right? When it comes to censorship and free speech, and when it comes to calling out this bullshit. So yeah, you're right. And there is a massive opportunity there to,
so here's an idea.
To agree with some of these people, and get coverage, which is the thing. Get a lot of coverage for veganism.
Here's an idea, okay? I'm just throwing this out there. Okay, what we can do is we can open a new channel, okay? It can just be you and I, okay? A brand new YouTube, okay? I'm just saying, okay, we don't have to, but I'm just brainstorming with you.
Spitballing.
Which is what I think we need to do. And we call it the extreme right vegans, okay? Or something like that, right? Because there are no vegans that are on the right. But how do we get into them, right? How do we get?
But we're not on the right, so we would be lying.
Yes, we are, because yes, you're not right.
Sorry, you broke.
Are you? No.
Hold up, sorry, you're breaking up quite a lot. I just want to make sure the audio's like going crackly. Want to wait till it's better.
Probably
try now.
Can you hear me?
It's very crackly, but you were going to make a really good point, I think, or a funny point, and I didn't want you to make it when I couldn't hear you. So I just wanted to make sure it's not very good right now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, try now.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes, it is now. Yeah.
Okay, listen. You just said we're not extremely right, and listen carefully, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen carefully.
I have.
Are vegans right? Say yes. We are right. Understand?
Yes.
Are we extreme? Are we extremely right? Right? You understand?
Yeah.
It's a play on words, David. It's a play on words to get their attention, David. We have to break through. We have to create shit. We have to disrupt the right to make them pay attention to us, because there are no vegans right now who are on what I mean, so I'm talking about the political right. And
Okay,
I'm
now,
saying,
yeah,
I'm
I understand what you're
suggesting.
saying.
So that's what I'm saying. We have to pretend that we are right-wing nutcases, but we're going to integrate. Do you understand? I don't know how to say
I know,
it
I
better.
understand. You're making it clear. I understand what you're saying. You said there's a huge opportunity. There's a missed opportunity with these individuals. There's people like Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, who have fucking millions and millions of people, and no one has been able to get through to them with a vegan message. But if someone did get through to them with a vegan message, then maybe who knows what could happen. I get what you're trying to say. Ben Shapiro, by the way,
people like you and me should be penetrating those groups.
Right, but nobody else is trying to.
We gotta be like little woodpeckers and just peck at them. Yeah. Peck at them until just a little pecking until the whole tree falls. You know.
Do you know Ben Shapiro has been? Someone asked him live in a talk. Somebody put to him. Yeah, and he was very.
And he said. Yeah. He said I should. And then what did he do? Just at the last Thanksgiving, he freaking did a whole video of him in his kitchen.
I know.
Doing the whole turkey. I wanted to scream at him, and I tried to do. I did a couple of things on TikTok about him. I was like, you should be. And you know what? They take things down. They just you literally just say, Ben Shapiro, you should be vegan, and they're like, personal attack, racism, or no, she's against religion because he happens to be Jewish. I didn't even talk about the fact that he's Jewish. I talked about the fact that he's stabbing an animal. So exactly. I am hoping that on YouTube we can make some progress with this kind of thing.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. It's definitely going to rock the boat, and it's definitely going to make a lot of vegans, well, hate us even more than they already probably do. But it doesn't matter. We don't do this for the vegans, do we? That's the important thing. We're doing this for the animals and whatever works, right?
Can I just say one other thing though, to just clarify something? I don't know if Vegan Gaze is still here or not. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I can clarify. Sorry, before you go, she already responded saying she thought it was a troll. She didn't know it was you. She said there's so many fake accounts that she thought it was a troll account. Fine. She responded.
Okay, thank you. What's her first name?
Ellie.
Ellie, sorry. Okay, so Ellie, it's okay. Okay, I have nothing against you, but I do want to say, and I actually want to say something about Ellie's account. For people who don't know, her name is Vegan Gaze, and I don't know it that well, but I've tuned in a couple of times to see. And cool. She has about 4,000 followers, I think, right? And so why does she not have more followers? Well, okay, hold it. Let me try and make sure I say this right. We also have to take care of our own mental health, right? And what I see her doing is she does a lot of lives. She comes on and she chats and she makes these inside jokes with people about salads. I have no idea what the fuck that is, like the salads, but it's not okay. It's not okay in the sense that it's not helping the rest of the world to understand. Like, I'm just like, okay, what? I'm moving on. Like, I don't get it. And you feel excluded, right?
Yeah, okay.
But let me just say, she has to take care of her mental health. And this, you probably know what it is, right? But hold on. But I'm saying, like, if she's doing her YouTube lives because she needs to check in with her 30 friends and feel good and be like, hey, Bob, how's it going? Oh, how's your cat? No, whatever, right? Whatever the heck she's doing, right? You need a part of that, I guess, because we're in COVID, for heaven's sakes. You've got to connect with people. So in a way, I do get it, right? But but I'm just giving this feedback that if all you're doing is these inside jokes, whatever, for, like I said, the salads and it's salads, I'm not like, okay, lads. Like, what is she trying to make money? Is this an old joke? She's trying to get money to buy a salad, but there's the word lad. Lad means boys. Like, I'm like trying to, like, what the fuck's going on? Like, forget it. That's why I leave.
I can explain. So, I mean, just for anybody who's not understanding what the fuck we're talking about right now, Vegan Gaze has a YouTube channel, and she says, like, at the beginning of the videos and within the videos, she says salads, right? So salad, obviously salad, and in English, in England, you refer to your friends as, like, if you're a guy especially, like, oh, what are you doing tonight? You say, oh, I'm gonna go out with the lads, and it's like the lads, men. It's like it's kind of sarcastic. Like, it's been made a joke, but a lot of men in the UK, they say that, oh, I've got me and my lads, and we're all together. So Ellie makes fun of that by saying salads, like, hey salads, what's up? It's my salads. That's what it is. It's like, I know, I get what you mean. It is an inside joke. But it's just really funny to like hear you explain it like that. And I guess I get the point you're trying to make, is that somebody who doesn't know it, doesn't get it, is probably going to be saying what you're saying, like, what the fuck? It's like me when I talk about meat flakes, though. I call meat eating snowflakes, you know, the ones that cry and complain and leave stupid comments. I call them meat flakes. So it's a similar thing. I get the point. I get the point you're making. If you don't know what that is, it'd be very confusing for somebody to come along and be like, what the fuck? What's a meat flake? You know?
Right.
But point taken. Yeah,
So,
point taken.
yeah, just to say that, you know, just to basically not have her feel like I'm totally attacking her, but just, I mean, from an outside perspective, this is what I saw. I felt sort of excluded. I started not checking in on the channel, which is a shame. But what I did notice is when she does make videos that are like about something important, they're really good and they should be shared. Yeah. And I encourage, definitely. I want to just say that what I want people to do is if you make any 10-minute videos that on YouTube that are about, you know, that are talking about how something is wrong or promoting something, like, please, if it's 10 minutes, send it to me if you want me to review it. And you know, you'll probably get 100%. You know how I give the check mark. Oh, this guy's, you know, like, let's help each other. Let's support each other. But and I don't know what to say, because like I said, maybe she's just doing it to try to, you know, survive. It's fucking hard out there. You know, you want to have some, but the personal jokes, this is from my perspective, when you make I mean, inside jokes, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. I don't think it helps the animal, because you're talking to the same people, and you Brits are always talking to each other, and your numbers are not going up. Like, you burst out and just go somewhere else in the world, like go to Texas, to, I don't know, anywhere. You know, just, you know what I mean, with your activism. Try
I understand.
Talk about something.
It's fair. It's fair feedback. I think it's fair. It's fair advice. I think I think we could all break out of our comfort zones for sure, and then do some crazier shit from time to time, or all the time. You know, if you've got the energy for it, like you. It depends person to person too. But if you don't mind, I just do quickly want to run through, because there are a few super chats that I've missed, and there's been 3 of them, and I just want to quickly put them up on the screen one after another, so people don't get annoyed that we've missed them.
Okay, but after that, we're gonna go. Okay, and if you want to talk about doing this more on a regular basis, one time on your channel, one time on mine, I'm open, or with anybody else. But because we have a ton of things to talk about.
I know. I'm just going to go through these super chats because people have paid to have them on the screen. That's all. That's the reason. It's we don't need to do any more. We don't need to discuss each of them. All right, we can round off. So Oiva says, I'd be down for some funny but serious videos made by your collaboration. Well, that's definitely what we're going to do. And Miss Katie's going to be a carnist for some of these videos, which is going to be really good. I'm really excited for that. AMLE as said, I like the song where Miss Katie sings, "If you are not vegan, you go to hell." I guess that's supposed to be H ... Keep singing. Thank you so much, Emily. And there's one more that I missed. Where is it? Oh no, there's 2 more that I missed. I saw one by, where is it gone? By I believe Oliver. I'm sorry, I saw one, but it's disappeared, so I can't put it on the screen. If you could type it out, I'll put it up. Slightly Crazy Vegan says, respond to my messages on Insta. I have a TY Chan. I don't know what that means. What's TY Chan?
Maybe she means YouTube channel, probably.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, sorry, that's me being stupid. Yeah.
No, totally. No, it's maybe, I don't know if it's backwards, but okay. So Slightly Crazy Vegan. So here's the thing: people ask me, okay, just picture I open up my Instagram, okay, and there are thousands of spam messages there. Like, I don't even know how to tell people to get a hold of me. I really don't. It's not even possible. It's so frustrating, because I know that there's a lot of amazing vegans out there that we could work together and we could help each other. Like, I am looking, and I've always been looking for people who can sing and play instruments and collaborate with music and make funny, songs together, harmonize. Like, I'm not the best singer, but I love harmonizing, for example. I'd rather be the secondary voice and sort of the backup, singer, dancer. Like, there's so many things I'm open to. But if we all find our best qualities and we collaborate, we can burst into the mainstream. But we need to find each other, and we need to find ways to work together. And I think it starts by having talk shows like this, where we are, but we have to go beyond our own crowd. We have to talk about matters that are going to piss people off, that are not just being like, oh, let's talk about how great we are. Like, let's burst out.
I understand, and it's good. It's good advice. I think it's a good idea. I know we could yes, someone's also just mentioned this now. It's a really good point. Discord is a really good place to connect and have these discussions. I don't know if you use it already, but there is a really good Discord group called Vegan Content Creators, where there are a lot of people who are content creators discussing in there on how to. I'll be honest with you, I'm not too active there. I've been super like. I'm constantly filming like you. I'm constantly filming parodies and ideas and writing. So I've not been too active in that group, but I'd like to be more active in that group. And I think that is a good Discord server for us to talk about these ideas and share stuff in. So I don't know if you know that.
Okay, so I tried to go into Discord about like 6 months ago when somebody said, go in there. Okay, and here's how it feels to me. Okay, I open it up. I'm like, okay, where am I? I'm typing. I'm like, what's here? First of all, everything's dark. And then there's a million little tiny icons of like whatever. And I'm like, okay, where are the groups? I'm like, I feel like I'm going into some maze, some dark, haunted house. I'm like, okay, where are my people? I can't find anything in there. And then I'm like, what I like about Instagram is I want to hear people's voice. Right, David?
Yeah.
David,
yeah.
when I'm connecting with you on Instagram, I'm like, and that works because I don't have time to wait for people to type something, and there's so much in the tone of voice. Or I love it when someone just turns their camera on. You can see their eyes. It can be a short meeting. So whoever this person is, wherever she went, slightly whatever, like
slightly crazy vegan.
Don't send me long messages, but record your voice or your face and just say, hi, I'm so-and-so. I've been trying to, because as soon as I see your face, your eyes, and your tone of voice, I'm going to be like, yeah, you're one of us, or you're phony. You're like, who do I know who's fake? There's so many people that lie. So you have to work hard to find me, but I'm looking for you too. All of you who are trying to contact me, I want to find you. So make it easy for me to find you.
We will speak about Discord because everything you just said about Instagram, Discord has voice chat, Discord has video chat. It's really good.
Somebody told me that they don't have video.
It has all of it. It has all of it. You can have a video chat instantly with as many people as you want, all in one room, and it's all free, it's all fast, and it's all really, really good. So
why am I not there? Why am I not there?
We can hook it up, and also check this out. You can go to other people's Discord servers full of non-vegans, and you can just sign up and go, hey everyone, I'm a vegan, and then they'll start outreaching people, strangers across the internet instantly.
Okay.
So it's like
David,
awesome. It's
let's
really cool.
go. Okay, listen, let's hold hands and walk into Discord together, okay? Because I need help.
Definitely, we can do that. We can do that.
I know that sounded weird, okay? But
no, it's all right. We can do that.
Okay, listen, I think of you as being like, my little nephew or something, okay? There. All right. So help me to find my way through this Discord, or let's go together and let's find our way and let's just burst in there or wherever. I'm willing to go wherever, but I have to be able to see people's eyes and talk like this. Otherwise,
that's exactly what you can do there.
I don't have time to type and.
So the crazy vegan who was talking earlier, slightly crazy vegan, saying she'll give you a tour. She's actually really good at Discord. She knows it better than me, and she can give you a tour of it. She's offering for that, so that will be awesome. We can definitely, and I know her well, by the way. I know her, by the way. She's called Slightly Crazy Vegan.
Slightly crazy.
Yeah, and I know her personally. She runs one of the Discord servers, so she can help out.
What's her actual first name?
Let me just double check. I can't remember. Wait, she messaged me the other day on Instagram. I only know her as a Slightly Crazy Vegan, so I don't refer to her by her first name. Wait, but she might tell us in the chat. 1 second. Maybe she pops up now and tells us her real first name.
Listen,
I've had a mind blank. I'm sorry.
Slightly Crazy Vegan, whoever you are. Okay, I need to know. First of all, are you over 18? Because I'm not talking to anybody under 18 anymore. I am just not doing that.
She's definitely over 18. Her name's Emily Walsh, by the way. Emily Walsh, and she's over 18. Yeah.
Now, Emily, what is your Instagram? See, if it's better if I try to contact you than you try to contact me, because I will get lost in the messages. So is that her name on Instagram?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I will try to find you after this conversation. I'll go onto my iPad and I'll try to type it and find you. And then if you can give me a tour, I don't know how this tour is going to take place, but it has to be some sort of visual thing, like press this button and you're going to hold my hand, okay? Emily, you hold my hand through Discord? Once I'm on there, man, we're gonna get them over there. We're gonna pow.
You know what's funny is that Emily is, from my experience, she has about as much energy as you. So I would really love to be a fly on the wall for this. I think this would be insane. You two try and talk to each other. It would be crazy. I don't think you'd be able to get a word in edgeways with each other, which would be brilliant. Just too much energy. Awesome. Look, I think we've kept you here for double the amount of time you agreed to, so I really appreciate you staying for all that time. You have frozen up a little bit now, so I hope it gets better so you can say goodbye. And we've not been able to do any questions.
Okay, hi, I'm still in.
You're still there, but you're frozen. We've not been able to do any questions, but that's all right because we can do more of these. And I'm sorry anybody who's disappointed that your question. I can still hear you, but really can't really see you right now. Unfortunately, it's all messed up. But to anybody that didn't have the questions answered with the chat, I'm sorry. We'll get round to them another time. I still have all of your questions in the form, so don't worry. We'll be doing more collaborations, and I'm sure we can answer these questions at a different time. We got carried away with the conversation, but we got through a lot. I think we answered a lot of people's questions just with the general conversation, which is cool. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up? Any kind of closing comments from you?
Well, am I still frozen on the screen?
No, you're looking better now. It's a bit more clear now.
Looking better. Because when they freeze and you're like, have a face like that. Okay, so look, ta-da! Slightly crazy vegan. Turns out she tried to write me in January.
Oh.
So I got you, ta-da! I pressed friend, okay? So now we're connected. So I'll read your messages. See, she wrote, sorry you got banned. See, I never read any of these. Probably tons of people have been trying to. I'm sorry. If anybody else wants to, let me know. And David, like I said, I want to tell you something else, okay? There's something that I've learned, and it's about like selling, okay? And one thing that's important is when you are trying to sell a product, and in this case, it is maybe this talk, okay? The reason we have to try to stay on time next time. Okay. It's not like I'm as responsible as you. I could talk for 6 hours, right? But there is something about you leave. My mother used to say this: always leave when you're having fun.
All right.
Always leave when you're having fun. Never make it too long, because then they're going to be like, oh, can't wait for next Sunday at 12.
Yeah,
my time, right?
Of course.
And you it's 5, right? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, time's running out. So if you have a question, you better write it. Because when we fucking keep our word. Sorry, I swore. I really shouldn't swear this much. Like I can swear.
Right, don't worry.
No, but but there's times when it's okay to swear, and then there's other times I don't have to. So I take that one back. Okay, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like
yeah.
We should try to stay on time as much as we can and end on time, and then see you next week. And that's what I'd like to do. So if anybody else wants to do shows like this, I'm open to it if I can find the time. But it maybe an hour even is too much. I don't know, David. Maybe it could be half an hour, twice a week. I don't know. I'm open to whatever,
Sure. Okay. I think an hour is a good time. But I think so. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But did you have a closing statement before to wrap up, or do you want to get into another topic and do another hour?
In closing, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I am not racist. Okay. I am not homophobic. I'm actually bisexual, and I've known it since I was 5. And in closing, okay, cow's milk is for baby cows. That's it. Those are my closing words. Be vegan from now on.
Thank you so much. So what I'll do now, I will take you out, and I will do like the outro, just like a little outro. And then if you want to wait for me in the backstage for a few minutes, I can come in. Or if you need to go, then you can go. Up to you.
I have to pee, David, but I'll see you on Instagram. Okay.
All right. Cool. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming on. It was awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I very much did. That was it was pretty intense, very energetic, huh? Lots of energy. So thank you so much, guys, for everybody for checking this out, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed meeting Miss Katie, seeing a side of Miss Katie that I don't think any of us have ever seen before. I really enjoyed it. If you enjoy these videos, you got to sign up to my Patreon. Hook me up, guys. I can't do this without your support. Yeah. So join the team, the Patreon team. You'll get access to exclusive content, and you'll get access to video previews as well. I mean, come on, that's pretty awesome. And if you can't do that, if you can't sign up, if you can't afford to sign up to the team, then at least hit the subscribe button so you can get access to all the free content and get it all the time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. One more thing, if you like this t-shirt, guys, you see that it's got vegan on it. It's got a nice message on the back too as well. If you like it, check the description. You'll find the link to my store, davidrams.com. Some new merch in there right now, some anti-meat flake merch, which I'm sure you're going to really love. Pick something up. It really helps me out, and you get to wear some awesome vegan merch. What more could you want? Really, what more could you want? All right? That's all I've got to say for you today. I'm tired. That's all I've got for you today. I will be seeing you all in the next video on Wednesday or Monday, depending on if I get that one ready for Monday or not, but at least Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next video.